morning, guys. So on that day we have read about global warming. Today we are going to study about environmental pollution. It's environmental pollution, air pollution. You see, the atmosphere of the Earth has got certain properties and characteristics of its own. It is composed of different gases. It is composed of different gases. In addition to these gases, it has some liquid and the solid matters also in different forms, and it has also some liquid and solid matters also in different forms. The principal gases that constitute Earth's atmosphere are nitrogen 78.08%, oxygen 20.94%, argon 0.93%, and carbon dioxide 0.035%. Okay, these are the gases, principal gases constitute on our Earth's atmosphere. These gases are proportionately so balanced that it creates a congenial condition for survival of the living beings on Earth. Any disturbance in this balance would lead to chaotic conditions not favorable for living, and in fact, this becomes the pertinent problem of the day for all terrestrial organisms. That means what happens? If any disturbance in this balance, then lots of problems comes out. Okay, lead to a what? Chaotic conditions not for favorable for living, and in fact that becomes the pertinent problem of the day for all terrestrial organisms. Where pure air is mixed with some foreign matters, it loses some of its own properties and behaves differently. This phenomenon may be termed as air pollution, and this phenomenon may be termed as air pollution. The pollutants thus make the air impure and unhealthy for inhalation. Air may be polluted in two ways. Air may be polluted in two ways: naturally polluted and artificially polluted. And naturally polluted and artificially polluted. That is, the pollutants may be natural or man-made. The pollutants may be natural or man-made. The major pollutants in natural air pollutions are the smoke, ashes, debris, the molten lavas that are coming out from the interior of the earth during a volcanic eruption. These matters make a thick layer and cover an extensive area surrounding the volcanic cone and make the air most polluted. Example may be cited to the great volcanic eruption of Mount Pinatubo in Philippines that erupted in 1991. Okay, in Philippines a volcano was erupted in 1991. During this volcanic activity, as many as 50 to 20 tons of sulfur dioxide were mixed with their air over the country and around and made it most polluted. Such air pollution makes the surrounding air mass so poisonous that the inhabitants, mostly animals, had to suffer from the various diseases, mainly skin diseases. So in 1991 in Philippines, a volcano erupted and sulfur dioxide gas was mixed with the atmosphere, and lots of problems were faced in that place. Large-scale destruction of the plants is also a common scene in such areas. Large-scale destruction of plants is also a common scene in such areas. Forest fire is also another such a factor for air pollution. The second type is the artificial air pollution, that is, pollutants are man-made. Man and man's activities are no less responsible to make the surrounding air polluted. Okay, you see, forest fire is also another such a factor for air pollution. The second type is the artificial air pollution, that is, pollutants are man-made, and the second type is what? The artificial air pollution, and that is made by the man-made. pollution means. Man and man's activities are no less responsible to make their surrounding air polluted. Rapid expansion of the industrial activities, urbanization, large-scale use of different modes of transport, application of atomic energy, deforestation, etc. are some of its significant man-made activities through which the air has been polluted to a large extent. In respect of the geological area coverage, the air pollution may be categorized into three classes. So, according to the geological process, the air pollution may be categorized in three classes. Number one is local, number two is regional, and number three is global. Formerly, the air pollution was found to occur only in the big cities and along large industrial units, so that the type of the air pollution was purely local in nature. But with the rapid industrialization and increase in numbers of towns and cities, the air pollution takes a regional shape. During the last part of the 20th century, the Earth's atmosphere has been so polluted with enormous quantity of poisonous pollutants that it can now be classified as global. Now, this is not a regional issue, this is not a simple small place issue, but it is a global problem nowadays, this pollution is. It has already been mentioned that the indiscriminate use of fossil fuel has been one of the major causes for high rate of air pollution. The contents of the gases like carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, hydrocarbon, ozone, sulfur dioxide are being increased so unproportionately that it may pose a danger to human living and also living for other plants and animals. Okay? That means pollution means what? This type of gases are increasing, and this type of gases are increasing means what? It is a danger for the human being, even for the plants, animals. Another environmental problem that highly attracts the scientists is the acid rain occurrence, mainly in the developed countries of the world. So, you might have heard about the acid rain. I told you in the class 9 also about the acid rain. And the occurrence mainly in the developed countries of the world. Western Europe, Eastern Canada, and the industrial developed regions of the USA are the most affected areas by acid rain. This is mainly caused due to the addition of SO2 and NO2, much more in quantity than what it is required. Acid rain is major factor for the water pollution. SO2, sulfur oxide, NO2, nitrogen oxide. And acid rain is a major factor for water pollution. And if there is 100% water pollution, then the acid rain falls. Now you see water pollution. We know that 71% of the Earth's surface has been covered by large and small water bodies. It is the hydrosphere. We just cannot imagine a natural world without thinking of the rivers, lakes, marshes, swamps, seas, and oceans. Okay? We cannot imagine even the natural world without thinking of rivers, lakes, marshes, swamps, seas, and the oceans over the Earth's surface. Also, there seems to be an isolated balance between the landmass and the water bodies, and there is a isostatic balance between the landmass and the water bodies. But it is unfortunate that, like air pollution, water is also being polluted. Like air pollution, nowadays what happens? The water is also starting to be polluted. When the fresh water becomes unfit for consumption due to the admixture of some foreign ingredients, the phenomenon may be termed as a water pollution. And if you cannot drink water, then that water is called what? If you cannot drink the water by admixture of some foreign ingredients, and then that phenomenon is known as what? Water pollution. Presently, it has been observed that the waters of rivers, lakes, and even the saline water of seas and oceans are being polluted. There are different factors of water pollution. There are different factors of water pollution. Some of the major factors are industrial waste. Some of the major factors are industrial waste, agricultural fields using chemical fertilizer and pesticides, extraction of the mineral resources, disposal of waste products, etc. Mixing and the spread of fossil fuel like petroleum also makes the seawater polluted. This may be occurred due to certain accidents in the oil carrying vessels. So, the petroleum in the sea, what happens? The ships carry thousands and lakhs tons of petroleum to other countries, from other country to other country to other countries. But sometimes what happens? They meet accident and all the petrols fall on the sea and it mix up, and like that what happens? The sea waters also get polluted. This may be occurred due to the certain accidents in the oil carrying vessels. Sometimes the radioactive substances are also found to mix with the seawater causing pollutions. The radioactive. Yeah, perhaps you may not know that under the sea there are lots of wires, different electrical wires are going through, and there is one radiation radioactive also under the sea, and that radioactive also creates some problems, makes polluted the seawater. The oceanographers like to say that at least 36 million metric tons of mineral oil is being mixed with the seawater annually. The chemical substance and the disposable waste from the industrial units and other waste products of the towns and the cities make the waters of the adjoining rivers, beels, ponds polluted. This is common practice observed in the developing countries. You see, the chemical substances and disposable waste from the industrial units and other waste products of the town and cities make the waters of the adjoining rivers, beels, ponds polluted. In our state also, we live in the Assam state, and in our Assam state also, what happens? There is a one bill, and that is what Depor bill, and that is a eco-friendly bill, ecological bill situated at Guwahati. That's so beautiful to view but what happens? That's also being polluted. Why? Because of the all wastages and the industrial wastages are throwing in that bill, and that bill is becoming polluted. The waters are polluted. Even the animals, creatures, those who are living in that bills are also affected with. So same condition is happening all over the world, not only in Assam, not only in our India, even in other countries also. That means it is a global issue, global problem. Our Ganga, one of the large rivers in the world, falls badly in the clutches of water pollution. Our Ganga, the Ganga River, one of the longest river in the world, also badly polluted. The water is badly polluted. The Ganga has been polluted due to the disposal of waste products into the river from the towns, cities, and the industrial units located on its banks. According to reports, it is one of the most polluted rivers in the world. Serious attempts have been made by the government of India to make the Ganga pollution-free through Ganga Action Plan, but the result has been seen to be far from satisfactory. So what happens? The governments are making lots of plans, but the Ganga river is yet to be become clean. Okay, that means that is not satisfactory till now. The peoples are not stopping to using disposals in the river, wastage materials in the river. If do not stop, if the peoples not stop, then how the rivers will become clean? How the water will become clean? The population of the entire Ganga Valley has been directly or indirectly affected by the pollution in this great river. From a scientific study undertaken in the USA, it has been observed that about 55% of the total river lands in the country has been polluted due to agricultural reasons. 16% from towns and cities, 13% from extraction of mineral wealth, 13% due to expansion of residential areas, and the rest 3% due to other reasons. Okay. From a scientific study undertaken in the USA, United States of America, it has been observed that 55% of the total river lengths in the country has been polluted due to the agricultural reasons. 16% from the town and cities, 13% from extraction of the mineral wealth, and again 13% due to the expansion of residential areas, and the rest 3% due to other reasons. Similarly, the Yangtze River in China has been polluted by about 300 industrial units of 22 major cities along its banks. The Bharolu River flowing through our city Guwahati is very badly polluted by the disposal of waste products into it, and the waters of the Brahmaputra are also partly polluted due to mixing of Bharolu waters with the waters of this river. Okay, so this is the one of the very dirty rivers in the Guwahati I have seen. I had to walk nearby the rivers also many times due to some job. So what happens, that river is such a polluted that you cannot even walk nearby that river also. So it's very smelly, very dirty. Okay, if you will feel that if you walk near that river, you will feel that I am going through the hell. So this is why. This is because of the pollution. And who is making the pollution? We the human being. Okay, that river is polluted not by the naturally. It is that river was polluted by the human being. Lots of because of the human being, all the peoples of the cities are throwing wastages, disposals in that river. That's why the river became dirty, smelly, and polluted. And the polluted river, the Bharolu river, is touching in the Brahmaputra. You can see whenever if you go to Guwahati someday, it's touching in the Guwahati, and all the waste materials are going to the Brahmaputra river. And like that, what happens? Along with the Bharolu river, the Brahmaputra river is also becoming dirty and polluted. The fresh waters of the wells, tanks, ponds are also sometimes polluted due to addition of the acidic matters into the water from the adjoining industrial parks, units. There is a water pollution due to acid rain that carries SO2 from the atmosphere, causing much damage to the aquatic flora and fauna. You see acid, you know the acid, how dangerous thing acid is. It burns everything, isn't it? Acid means what? It burns everything. It burns. Okay? It is a liquid chemical that it burns things. So if acid rain falls, means what? It's creating problems to the flora and fauna. Flora and fauna, these trees, these vegetations on this earth. So water pollution caused by different factors is a significant environmental problem. It reduces the soil productivity and may be a prominent factor for water-borne diseases. So what happens? Water pollution means what? It may born a water diseases. If we consume the water, we may fall sick. Different types of dangerous diseases may attack us. So we have to keep our surrounding clean, keep our rivers clean, ponds clean, lakes clean, because the water polluting means what? It is polluting our life itself. So that's it. That's all for today. It is lesson 2 already. It is finished. We have today. Chapter 2 environmental geography finished. The another chapter is which one? It is chapter 3. I will go on to the chapter 3. Before that, I will take the social study class also. And after that, again, I will start this. So this class, online class will go on. It will continue. I hope you are watching my videos and learning your courses. And I also request all of you to do watch my videos, and you will understand the lesson properly. And if you have any problem, you can send message in our class WhatsApp group related to my subject. I will help you. That's it. So these questions you try to do it at home. Do these questions, and if you can, then show me please. Okay. Thank you. Have a good day. Stay safe. Thank you.